So diving in front of us once more, and we can see Andy there once again rolling in the climb and pulling through. The large RAF proudly painted on the Tutor's underside, highly visible throughout the sequence. There he is, pulling up again, and we see the airspeed bleeding off, and he will be using the rudder to turn the aircraft through a stall turn. Carno, the Harrier, the Dominie, and of course the Tutor. He's now a qualified flying instructor and a qualified pilot navigator instructor because the Tutors are used. The likes of Ellie Beinhorn, Liesl Bach, and Beate Usser. The Spaniards went on using their Jungmanns like
this is Phoenix. You hear Monty say reversing right now. He does so with very metronomic cadence in his voice, the idea being the outside pilots will actually have to anticipate their control inputs by using that cadence. So on the this is the chevron roll. As the jets go upside down, they'll see you waving, boys and girls. There you go, 2,500 feet at 400 miles an hour. The jet's only 6 feet apart. Climbing very steeply with a right-hand. Cameras ready. Reds 1, 2, 3, and 5 form a box formation. Now this fifth jet is going to roll around them a dozen times. This is the twister.
So into the air. There in the open door, you can see two of them. And the observer and the everyone getting ready. The survivor has been rescued. This in, of course, rather more benign conditions than these helicopters and their crews will encounter in in military aviation history, TSR-2. TSR in this case, standing for torpedo spotter reconnaissance. The first Swordfish has we know today, flew in 1934, and it was in 1936 that marked one example such as this came into service with the Fleet Air Arm of the Royal Navy. Of course, being a relatively lumbering biplane, it was pretty much obsolete by the time war broke out. XA-41, it still packs a good punch. This diminutive little aircraft able to maneuver tight. Richard got his pilot's license aged just 19, and the following year he performed his first public airshow display. And on wing-mounted stations, mix of torpedoes, mines, conventional marking, 2 bombs, and indeed rescue equipment. A slow pass now with undercarriage down. As the aircraft flies past there, you can see the Saint emblem of 333 Squadron on its tail. Norway was in fact Europe's first operator of the P3 Orion, a design that dates back a long way. In fact, it's based on the Lockheed L188 Electra commercial airliner. Over 20,000 of these little aeroplanes ended up being produced. But there we see one of the attributes that made it so good for roles during the Second World War that were rather more warlike. That was its ability to fly low and slow and turn tight over the battlefield.
And here they come, everyone. If you look to your left, this is the 2015 Hawk T2 roll demonstration. Ninja 1 and 2 at almost 600 miles per hour. The Hawk T2 is one of the most advanced fast jet training aircraft in the world. And despite sharing a name, it's almost an entirely new aircraft in comparison to the Hawk T1 flown by the Red Arrows. It's important to note that like any military aircraft, these 2 aircraft you see here today are only one part of the story. The Royal Air Force exists to protect the nation and its interests, projects military influence from the air at speed and range, and if necessary, offers proportionate and precise military force at relatively low cost and risk. Get your cameras at the ready, ladies and gentlemen. Ben and Toby present another view of the T2 in a topside path.
Profile being similar but different, rather more angular in many respects than the links it replaced. Here they are for the swing boat. One of the distinctive external features of the faster than many contemporary fighter and bomber types of the interwar years. They decided to adapt it as a new light bomber for the Royal Air Force. They ordered it. With that squadron, the Blenheim replaced the Hawker Hind biplane light bomber. And to give you an example of the progress that had been made, the top speed of the Hind was some 180. Seafire as well as the Seafire came along quickly also as the final generation of Fleet Air Arm piston-powered fighters. For the P-40. So there's Rob coming back in. Huey in the launch is departing at the end of the show.
The team is based in Aqaba, the most southern point of Jordan, directly on the Red Sea. And if you are traveling, especially in springtime, to Aqaba, be sure you have a show every day over the Red Sea in front of the big hotels.
And it's rather appropriate to have a German commentator for this display because they're flying, of course, German designed and built airplanes.
So it is a must that I have a German commentator.
Reserve Squadron, the Eurofighter Typhoon, FGR-4.